Honestly, we're quite lucky with our local. We get some funding from our district and our county, so we're in a very privileged, fortunate position. I think that they recognise the work that we do, but I think some of that is because of our outreach and our community and our social agenda and our theatre and our other stuff, rather than rock and roll. I still think rock and roll generally isn't viewed as a cultural asset, you know. So I think probably nationally it should be knocked up the, you know, why is Sneaky Pete's in Edinburgh not getting a little subsidy? Do you know what I mean? Because it's doing really good stuff in that city. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a bit of that. I think again, we've been lucky with business rates where I've seen other people's going up by 47%, you know. We've been okay. I think just nationally, I think it's more of an industry thing, if I'm honest. I don't know that it is government for us, from my perspective on venues. It's the industry, not just saying it values little venues, but really valuing little venues. So when a big artist goes back to play the venue, then donate the fee, do you know? Just even turn up and do an acoustic song so you're not having to bring 40 crew with you. It doesn't have to cost a big band 30 grand to do a show. It could cost you your time. I mean, the most obvious one for me was Snow Patrol, and this is a little while ago, but I put them on 3 times, and the first time was just off a demo, and they were never going to bring anyone because they were from Scotland and Ireland. And they played their last show for us just before they went on breakfast telly. They were going to film it the next day or something. And they were still going, oh, you know our luck, it will never work. And I was like, no, I think it's working. Do you know what I mean? I think it's, and they're like, we'll be back, don't you worry. And they haven't been back. And I'm sad, because I would have loved to have had them back, but I'm so pleased. You know, I've had moments where I could cry. I'm so happy.
So what is the best thing about running a grassroots music venue?
The best thing is the people that you work with, the customers that you get to meet. You know, everyone's a music fan. If you're going to go to a small venue, you're a music fan. You know, you might not know it yet. It might be your first time and you discover it, and that's great. That's a great feeling when someone finds it and goes, this is where I belong. There's a feeling of family, a feeling of community. You know, you're a safe space for that artist to come to, so that feels great. Nurturing new artists up through. So, you know, there's a woman called Charlotte, who came from round our way, and her first gig, she had to get her dad to come up on stage and tune the guitar. In fact, I think she handed the guitar down to him, and it was her. Thanks, Jane. So Charlotte, her first gig was acoustic with 2 metal bands after, 2 metal bands before. It was the weirdest lineup I've ever done, and it was a guy who was a kid at the time who put it on, and it's really cool. It's a really cool show, and she's now off supporting Tom Odell. You know, everything's turned out rosy for her. But so that's another moment, is seeing people when they really don't quite know what they're doing and helping them get to the next point where the next person takes over. I have loads of thoughts. I think there's great people who work at PRS, but it's causing quite a lot of difficulties. That it's seen as, like, I've got quite a rounded view on it. So I used to manage a band, and PRS was great for us. It was really helpful. When we played big festivals, it was really useful. That money genuinely helped. And a lot of venues were not giving us the PRS forms. We were asking for them, we weren't getting them. So I think that there is a problem on our side. But it also would appear to be a private company who's got the exclusive rights to take that money and build a very nice looking office. Like, they're not working out of some dimly lit dungeon. There's money there. And I'm not convinced it's all going in all the right places. And I'm not suggesting that they're doing anything untoward or nefarious, but it seems to be a bit of a burden on small venues, really. And I don't know why, like, under 400 capacity venues have to pay it, because there's quite a lot of admin. And then you get things on contracts where people are saying, send us your receipt. Well, we do it by 3 monthly. I can't send you a receipt. Please advise us by return the rate that PRS is. Well, It's the same as it is for all your other venues, because it's 3% just gone up to 4.2. The recent changes, we've had to ring them a couple of times to try and understand what the hell's going on. I still don't really understand why we're paying the rate we're paying. So yeah, at the moment, a bit of confusion. In general, I think it's a really good idea. You know, I think songwriters should be paid. I don't agree with not paying songwriters. I think it's important, and I think whether they're in the band or sat at home, either way, they've done the work. They need to earn some money from something. It feels a bit like everyone else has got a way of wriggling out of it, except little venues who are getting clobbered.